Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Trey, and let's talk about what tolerance is extinction part 2 and 3, because I forgot to record last week. I meant to do last week, but it just didn't happen. So here we go. Here we're going to talk about the finale and everything. And boy, was that something. It kind of reminded me of X-Men Legends. I don't know if you guys play X-Men Legends, but the whole Asteroid M thing with the X-Men trying to stop Asteroid M before Senator Kelly and President Kelly sent off the missiles or whatever. That was pretty cool. It kind of gave me those kind of vibes, except for Magna wasn't there. Magma wasn't there, because if you guys played the game, you know that she helps destroy the missile. Asteroid M. So that was really kind of cool. And then it's like Rogue and Sunspot just 180 back on the X-Men team as if they didn't do a damn thing at all. I was like, okay, fine, let's do this or whatever. And Magneto and Charles Xavier, they done both attacking each other in their minds or whatever, because Charles is trying to get Magneto to be like, look, you gotta stop this. And he was like, why are you always sticking up for them, Charles? Why are you always sticking up for them? They want to kill us, and that kind of stuff. So that was kind of cool. And then it's it showed how Magneto is drowning in all of the pain that he's been holding on to for all these years. Which I'm really surprised they didn't try to show any of the flashbacks of his mother and father and sister and brother and them getting put in encampment, during the Nazis' rule of Germany and all that kind of stuff. I'm so sorry. So, but you can hear it in the background, but you just don't see it. I kind of wish they kind of did a scene, kind of like how when Apocalypse took Magneto and he took him to the camp that he used to be imprisoned in. That would have been something I thought would have been a little bit better, besides them sitting in a damn bar. I don't know, the bar was kind of boring. I was like, I kind of wanted to see a little bit more from that. And of course, Magneto was telling Charles, you wouldn't dare encroach into my mind like this. And he was like, Magnus, you're not listening to reason. We gotta save the world or whatever, and we can't have you still doing what you're doing. And he was like, you would dare? And Charles actually did. Charles actually broke his own rule just to stop Magneto. And then after that, President Kelly and them did the Magneto Protocol, which is kind of crazy because it's kind of weird. You really think nuclear fallout was going to be the best choice and decision to stop Magneto when he can easily stop it? What are you gonna do? You're gonna make nuclear missiles made out of what? Plastic? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Okay, fine, whatever. But basically, the X-Men team all decided to split up but before all of that, Magneto brought in Rose, Asteroid M, from the watery graves of the ocean, and was like, hey, he's declared war. He done send out an EMP, and he comes to the X-Men mansion. He asks some of the X-Men, hey, whose side you on? Rogue and Sunspot chooses. That's why I said it was 180 in the beginning, because I was thinking about today's episode that I watched, where basically, Rogue and Sunspot was like, everybody that they loved either is dead or turned against them, and Magneto's way seems way better than Professor Xavier's way. So now the team decided that they're going to split up into two teams, and the gold team is going to go after Bastion, and the blue team is going to go after Magneto, which you already know Wolverine was excited because he was just like, Magneto declared war on Earth, and, hey, I'm ready to stop him no matter what. So Wolverine, Cyclops, Nightcrawler, Jubilee, all went to Asteroid M, while Jean Grey, Storm, Morph, Beast all went to stop Bastion and Mr. Sinister, because Mr. Sinister was there. And let me tell you, my baby Jean Grey with that telekinesis, that telekinesis, yes. No more, if you guys remember, Jean Grey will always pass the fuck out after overexerting herself with the powers, which that was early in the comic books. The comic books, she did overexert herself, and then we find out is the reason why is because, you know, Jean had so much power that she couldn't control it. So Professor Xavier put, you know, little psychic blocks in her mind until she was ready, which that's always been true. And then when she became the Phoenix Force, those powers became more unlocked. So now that she's not the Phoenix anymore and she's back, her telekinesis and telepathic powers are on a high level. So that's really cool. But yeah, her and Sinister was fighting. That shit was amazing. And then they put Cable in his Marvel vs. Capcom costume. I mean, I know he had it in the comic books, but I like to call it Marvel vs. Capcom too, because I think that's the first time I physically remembered that Cable costume. And they kind of made a little jab at X-Men. What do you prefer? Us go out in black leather? Like, ha 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 ha, that's so funny. While Beast and Forge created a device that will stop Bastion. At first they was going to do the same thing that Forge had created the weapons for at first, but Storm came and was like, y'all better figure out another way, because we're not doing this shit again. And they were like, okay, all right, we won't go that route. So that was really fun. And of course, when the X-Men arrived on Asteroid M, of course, they decided to try to talk Magneto down, and didn't work. So of course, Rogue and Sunspot got in the way, while Cyclops, Wolverine, and Wolverine are trying to, you know, stop Magneto along with Professor Xavier. Rogue is fighting Wolverine and Nightcrawler, and Jubilee is fighting Sunspot. You know, so that's kind of one of those hard for a course kind of things, where you got the team split up and turned against each other. But yeah, hey, you know, it is what it is with that one. And of course, Forge and Storm decided to take on the Sentinels in the sky, while the other team decided to take on Bastion and Mr. Sinister on the ground. And it looked like they were doing a little bit of something until the Sentinels took out the plane that Forge was in, which kind of distracted Storm at first. She went down. Then Jean was fighting Mr. Sinister, but Mr. Sinister decided to let Cable fight her, and you know, he was out to kill Jean Grey. And then, you know, Jean's trying to contact Scott, and Professor Xavier had almost about to convince Madness to stop everything. Then Cyclops stopped him. It was crazy. And then while all of that's going on, while being distracted or whatever, Wolverine gets behind Magneto and literally stabs him in the side or whatever. And Magneto was like, that's it, I had enough of you. And then he just like pulls all the metal out of Wolverine. And, you know, Professor Xavier was like, no, you're going to kill him. For God's sakes, Madness. For God's sakes, Madness. So they redid the iconic scene where Magneto pulls out the damn metal from Wolverine's body. Like, ooh. And then, of course, the next episode comes on, like I said. Now Rogue and Sunspot are on the side of the X-Men again. You know, everything done got shut down. They're still trying to convince Magneto to turn everything on. First, Xavier gets in his mind, turns things on. Then you get to see cameos from Silver Samurai again. You get to see Cloak and Dagger, which, by the way, that outfit that Dagger had on, not her outfit in the 90s. Look, don't try that sensibility bullshit. If you're gonna do the 90s, she had a different costume. That wasn't the costume that she wore in the 90s. And you covered her up. Like, let's stop playing the yo-yo. Peter Parker and Mary Jane showed up as well as cameos. which that means Mary Jane Watson is back. So therefore, that means we need to have a Spider-Man 97 show to explain how Peter Parker got Mary Jane Watson back. Captain America and Iron Man makes a cameo. Captain America had a few lines, but Iron Man didn't have any lines at all. But it was great to kind of see the 90s Iron Man first season suit. I would prefer seeing season 2 suit, but that's just my personal opinion, because I think season 2 Iron Man suit is way better than season 1. But it is an iconic costume, so I get it. Let's see. Who else I saw? Oh my God, my boy Daredevil showed up. So that was really cool to see Daredevil. And then of course you see Alpha Flight with Psylocke as well. So that was another really cool surprise to kind of see, like, oh my God, we're just seeing cameos after cameos. So hey, it was cameo porn at that point. Oh, and then we got to see Doctor Strange as well. That was really cool too. It was really great to kind of see that going on as well. And another cameo too that I was surprised to see. I saw Black Panther, and my issue with that one is they show King T'Chaka with Senator Kelly, and I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, is he not supposed to be dead? Because in the Fantastic Four and Incredible Hulk, when he cameoed, he was T'Challa. And then they have the modern Dora Milaje. No, that's not what the Dora Milaje looked like. Once again, if you're going to do this 90s shit, stay in the 90s. Stop trying to add modern sensibilities into that stuff, because it looks off. It don't make no sense that Black Panther is in his iconic traditional suit, and then you have the Dora Milaje looking like the MCU. No, first off, that's not even a good design, honestly. Yeah, it was great for the MCU, but it's not for the comic books. Stay with the comic books. That's what we're doing. Let's stick with the comic books. Let's stick with the wild colors and bright colors and suits of the 90s, okay? Yeah, let's do that, please and thank you. But yeah, that was really cool. So Magneto and Professor Xavier are trapped in his mind, in Magneto's mind, because, you know, Charles Xavier is trying to heal Magneto, but the asteroid is going down because they did shoot at the core. The missiles was able to hit the process core of, you know, what's the darn thing called? Asteroid M. And that shit is bringing down everything. The X-Men are fighting Bastion, because Bastion was fighting the ground team, and when it looked like Jean Grey died, she didn't. The Phoenix wrapped itself around and created a Phoenix Echo, and she was able to, like, stop Bastion, and she was able to stop Mr. Sinister and removed all the mutant DNA, where he's old as dirt now. And Bastion decided to rip Cable's arm off, the techno-organic arm off, and then merge with that in order to become like some supreme Bastion. And the X-Men, of course, on the blue team is fighting him. Blue team is fighting him in the sky. I mean, Asteroid M, because he done flew off and left the gold team down. The gold team contacts Cyclops, let him know that Bastion's coming. They trying to get there as fast as they can, but you know, the jets are kind of down right now, so they're trying to fix that up. So you got that going on. Then you got Bastion attacking them. Rogue and Sunspot is taking him on. Like, they done fought him on the blue side of the moon. If you guys don't know, the blue side of the moon is an area on the moon that literally has oxygen. So there are moments in space called the blue area of the moon where it's livable, breathable atmosphere on the moon without an astronaut suit. So that was kind of cool, a little callback or whatever to that. But yeah, they were going at it. Rogue and Sunspot was, you know, taking them on for a little bit. Then he kind of defeated them for a bit, and then Jubilee and Nightcrawler stepped up. Then Cyclops came. Cyclops Cyclops was worried about Wolverine because Morph had him. Morph took him to the bay, and he was like, "Don't you die on her. You do what you do best." Like, are you kidding me, Cyclops? No man, even if you don't like, even if me and Wolverine, even if we're rivals or whatever, I'm never gonna tell another man who's in love with my wife, like, don't you die on her. You mean too much to her. Like, motherfucker. I'd be like, look, you mean too much to the team. You better heal your ass up and stop playing with me. You know what I'm saying? So, Cyclops and the team are still fighting. Jean and the Gold team done finally arrived at the asteroid. They left Cable down there because, Cable, lost his arm or whatever. And, of course, Cyclops and Jean want to protect their son. But you know how that goes. And they're fighting Bastion. They're trying to tell Bastion, like, this isn't what your mother would want. She was scared. Parents make mistakes. He was like, it doesn't matter. I'm not a freak like you guys. Storm's trying to convince him. It didn't work. And then Cyclops said, well, what we should do is stand down. And everybody was like, are you crazy? He was like, yeah. He was like, no, we need to stand down and we need to embrace the future. And Bastion is part of the future that we need to embrace. And then that's when the president and them sent off the missiles, and Bastion decided to stay and get blown up with the asteroid M. Kind of sucks, but hey, at least Bastion's done for. The asteroid M is going down, and Morph is there to help. To watch Wolverine, and of course, Wolverine's still out of it or whatever because he's healing. He's trying to heal, and she was like, even though Jean's not there with him, he knows that Jean would, help Wolverine. So she tells him, like, even though she can't be here right now, but I know. She was like, hey, I love you. He morphs into Jean Grey and tell Wolverine, I love you. Stay with me. I'm like, that's weird. That's weird because we know Morph got a little crush on him anyway, so that's just kind of sick, honestly. But hey, it is what it is. The X-Men finally decided that they're going to sacrifice themselves to stop Asteroid M, even if it means them dying or whatever. And then Magneto finally woke up when Charles convinced him. He was like, who are you? He's like, you know who you are, right? And he awoken, used his powers and abilities, and he saved the day, honestly. And the asteroid disappeared in time and space, and then we come to find out that the X-Men were sent into different time periods. So Cyclops and Jean Grey was flung into the future with the clan of Casca, which is Rachel Grey, their daughter from another alternate reality. We're not going to get into that right now. And then the other X-Men was brought into the past. The only ones we don't know is where Storm, Wolverine, and Morph is at. So that kind of sucks, but hey, it is what it is. But yeah, that was really it. That was the finale. It left on a cliffhanger, and Bishop and Forge are going to go find the X-Men. And that's the show. But yeah, that was X-Men 97, season 1. It was pretty cool, but like I said, it had its little moments or whatever, but we'll have to see for season 2. I'm quite sure Disney gonna probably push season 2 out now with the hype, maybe. Who knows? We'll see. Like I said, you already know most people really wasn't watching X-Men 97, so hey, it is what it is. But yeah, those are my thoughts for E4 Extensions finale. It was pretty cool. It was a really good, fun little show. Too bad Disney destroyed the franchise and the IP that people won't even give it a chance. But hey, it is what it is. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out. We're in the money.